Hello, this is my Blue Sharks Billiards app that I built. I'm going to go over it quickly. Over here, there's some links to YouTube videos that teach you how to play pool, the rules of it. Here's a video of me explaining how to use the GUI, which I'm basically going to do for you anyways. So there's a little tab you can open up here with different options. I'm already logged in. Let's log out. So when you log out, now I can log in. I can create a new account over there. Let's just log in as A. I'm very original with my names. It's faster to type. If I go to my cabin, this is my cabin. These are the games I've played and the results from them. These are the items I possess and ones I could purchase if I wanted to. I gave myself an exorbitant amount of money. The objective for these was to have an effect in game stats. I haven't gotten around to doing it. I was originally going to have the chalk affect your accuracy. I decided to not have accuracy be a variable thing. I made it always so that you shoot exactly straight, otherwise players might get a little frustrated. And I was going to have these affect the power of your shot, which I can still do. If we go to find mates, it brings up a little lobby. In fact, I'm going to open up a second window so I can demonstrate it. So if I go over here and I can log in over here, I'll log in as B. His password is B. Shh, don't tell anybody. So you can see here, B is currently in the lobby, although it's empty. So if he goes to find mates, he's currently in the room and he's waiting for somebody because no one's there. So let's join him. Well, hello there, B. So now he sees A, but A is not ready, but B is ready. That's why he's green. If I ready up now, he's green. I haven't activated multiplayer function yet. It would take me a little bit of time, and I just haven't gotten around to it, basically. So let's leave B in the dust. Let's play a single player game. In experiment, we'll bring up, this is where I basically tested the game out a bunch. You can see the ball's in your hand. You can choose to put it down wherever you like, but you can't put it down on a ball or out of bounds, the cursor goes red. Let's go to, and there's, different sizes you can, depending on the screen size, I suppose, you can change it to a smaller size or a narrow view if you like. If you're on a mobile phone, which I don't think many people are going to be viewing this from. Anyhow, let's go to a game of 9-ball. And yeah, so over here, you can change the angle at which you're shooting, which is rotating my boomstick. Well, mind you, in 9-ball, you have to hit number 1 first, so I probably shouldn't deviate much from a straight shot. Let's go 1 degree off. So the small arrows rotate you by 1 degree, the medium ones by 5 degrees, and the large ones by 45 degrees. This affects how hard you're going to shoot, and you click here to shoot. At the beginning of the game, you can also move your ball if you wanted to. I'll just shoot center there. So yeah, as you expect, the balls move around. Oh, I sunk the 8, which is fine. This is 9-ball. I have to hit the smallest ball first. That'll probably hit it. I should probably include like in predictive lines because I'm probably gonna hit the 7 here. Yep. So because I didn't hit the 1 first, if I sink any balls, it won't count. They'll come back to the board. I'll move on to the 8-ball game. These are all hot seat right now. Like I said before, I didn't implement multiplayer functions yet. So this assumes 2 people are at the computer or you're playing with yourself essentially, and you're just taking turns with who's shooting based on whose turn it is. So here, if I shoot, a whole bunch of collisions go off, and I'm waiting my choice for A, because I'm logged in as A, so player 2 is player 2, and player 1 is me, A, because when you're logged in, you get to be first. So I can choose if I'm stretched solids because I sunk both. Let's choose solids, and yeah, let's hit the 8-ball first. You're not supposed to, so it'll be an illegal shot. It'll be a foul, which means that. And I sunk it, so I lost. Good. So, yeah, so I can't shoot now because the game's over. But yeah, player 2 won that one. So if I quit here and I go back to my cabin, there's the game I just played. Here we go, August 7th at now o'clock, which means I got a bit more money. Yeah, so I mean, what did I learn doing this? I mean, I could probably talk for like an hour talking about different difficulties I had. Oddly enough, one of the things I really had a hard time with was doing this ball drag, which well, I deactivated it here. Here. So like, this looks really simple, but like this table is not a picture. It's programmed in the DOM with CSS, right? And what I did was I put an on-click function on the ball. I said, when you click it, you know, like now you can move it. And I made it keep testing where your mouse was on the screen to determine where it would go. But the problem was once you clicked on the ball, the difference in height between the top of the table here and your ball was what it was using to determine where your ball would be located. And then it would set it by bouncing the ball up into the corner again. So it kept reversing, like alternating whether or not to be in the top left corner or the actual location you want it to be. So I ended up making another table on top of this one that gets activated, and it tests where you're clicking on that table in order to set the ball down. But then I was no longer clicking on the ball, I was clicking on the table on the outside. So then I had to grab that table and implement the same on click command to put the ball back down. Anyhow, silly things. What else did I have a hard time with? Just getting the balls to move, actually. I had to make a custom hook for that because it kept losing its reference to the React component. Like when it would update, it would be lagging behind. A whole bunch of stuff with dealing with the back end and whatnot. Even the lobby, which I did a polling method for, ended up being a problem when I tried deploying it. Anyhow, it's a lot of fun though. Collisions, oh goodness, collisions. Oh, there's so much math involved. Yeah, I was originally, determining the angle at which they would reflect based on, a calculation of like the angle between the two balls. But I realized eventually that that angle would change based on which ball was connected with which one. So like if you have this ball and this ball hits this one, it'll give you one theta. But if I hit it, if during this collision, it detects this one hitting this one first, it gives you the opposite angle essentially. And I want the same result. So instead of testing it based on the angle it produced, I did it based on what quadrant the ball was connecting on. I was just recently, I solved a problem I was having where balls were colliding with balls that were sinking, which doesn't sound like a problem, but it would be like a ball would be here sinking and a ball would approach it and just reflect away. And that was silly. It's kind of cute how I did the syncing animations where I changed the size of the image and made its opacity shrink. Yeah, I'm curious actually if I can. Yeah, you see everything here is the DOM. So if I click here, and I say, okay, you can start messing with the table because it's all CSS. Anyhow, yeah, some things I didn't do. Like I said, the predictive lines, the chalk effect accuracy, which I'm not going to do, the power based on the stick. I didn't do rotations. This ball actually does rotate when you shoot it off angle, but because it's white and there's no number on it, you can't see it. Another thing I was trying to do actually was to try to make these rotate, but that's a whole nother mess because originally what I was doing was making the stripe shrink and disappear, and then when it reappears, it would alternate between showing the number and not showing the number. But that only works if a ball is like, let's say the stripe is like this, right? And the ball's like this and it's moving, right? So then it'll go in like this and reappear over on this side, right? But if it's on an angle and it's moving this way, it behaves very differently. And doing that in CSS was very difficult. And I realized it's also going to be pretty heavy on the DOM. Anyhow, that's basically it. I hope you have fun. Enjoyed this.